Hello, everyone, and welcome to our SAG Awards predictions. A quick disclaimer. We are recording this before the BAFTAs, which this year happened before the SAG Awards. The SAG Awards are pretty much going to be our last big ceremony before the Oscars. So there's some information that we're missing, but I don't know how much that would sway our thoughts here. I'm pretty confident in pretty much every of the categories here. So yeah, just a little disclaimer there. But yeah, few categories talking about SAG. Are you ready for this, Anthony?
Yes. I think we should just briefly talk about, though, what will these awards do? I think sometimes we see the SAG Awards building up momentum. Momentum, the key word, the magic M word. Um, I think that Mahershala Ali's "I Am a Muslim" speech when he won for Moonlight, I think definitely cemented him after a hiccup at the Golden Globes that year. I think Emma Stone winning at SAG the same year, I think definitely helped her as far as cementing her against her competitors, Isabelle Huppert and oh my God, Natalie Portman. I was supposed to say Jacqueline Kennedy. And then I also think, as you said, last year we saw Troy Kotsur, I think, really cemented himself here, and Jessica Chastain. This is where the dawn of Tammy Faye happened. So they do tend to sometimes have a big influence. Of course, the actors, there's the most overlap in the actors branch between SAG.
They're the biggest branch.
SAG and the Oscars. The question is, does that matter when these awards will be on the Netflix YouTube channel?
Who knows? They'll be on Netflix itself the following year, so big deal there. But yeah, I think most people probably, even if they were on some legit broadcast channel, wouldn't actually watch, and they would just see the clips afterwards. So I think it'll be the same either way. If someone gives a strong speech, they'll end up seeing it, whether it's on Facebook or on Twitter or on YouTube.
Yeah, I think that is probably correct. I just wonder, like, as far as Oscar voters who are watching this and then are motivated or influenced, I just don't know how many are tuning into the Netflix YouTube channel. It's going to have to be the clips, and let's just hope these people are prepared with good speeches.
Yeah.
So let's get into this. Do you want to knock out Best Film Stunt Ensemble for Top Gun Maverick?
Oh, Stunt Ensemble. Yes, Top Gun Maverick, yes. Okay. Congratulations. The only thing you'll be winning here. The only thing you were nominated for here.
Yes.
So yeah. Do you want to go into the other ensemble, Best Film Ensemble?
Let's save that for last. Let's
save it for last. Okay.
Let's go backwards. You always start from the biggest to the smallest. Let's go.
People want the juicy stuff first. Okay, so I guess then supporting actor.
Yeah. Surprise. Eddie Redmayne for The Good Nurse. No, it's Ke Huy Quan. Of course, it's Ke Huy Quan. He's going to deliver another beautiful, wonderful, humbling speech that he manages to make genuine every time he accepts a freaking award. I don't know.
I feel his emotion every time. It feels very genuine, and I think it is.
Oh, it's definitely. I mean, he never thought this was going to happen. The fact that it did and it's being received, it's a wonderful narrative. It's a wonderful story. He's a wonderful actor. He's on the rise now. Disney Plus, please give him something to do. Like, give him a cameo. So he can win an Emmy. You know, he's in Loki. Give me a cameo as Short Round. I know that this is a great moment because now he can do different roles.
About Short Round.
Looking forward to that, but give him a little Short Round cameo.
I think after this, he's on his Emmy campaign for Loki.
So maybe
gonna be an EGOT.
But yes, Ke Huy Quan. Yeah, happy for him.
Yes. Also pretty easy supporting actress, Angela Bassett. This is always where she's been the strongest in terms of winning.
For once, I can be confident in Angela Bassett.
Yeah, I feel like, oddly enough, I've been more confident in her once she started getting nominations. In terms of winning, you were more confident in terms of the nomination.
I mean, listen, I had her as my number one back in July for the Oscars.
The trailer. If the trailer clip can generate you Oscar buzz, that's how you know it's some strong actor.
I didn't predict her for Golden Globe. I didn't predict her for Critics' Choice, and I'm not predicting her for BAFTA. But I am SAG. SAG was what I had confidence in.
What did you predict at Critics' Choice?
Critics' Choice. What did I predict for Critics' Choice? I don't think I predicted Critics' Choice.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, there you go then. Yeah.
Maybe I would have predicted Angela if I predicted Critics' Choice.
Yeah. Yeah. Lots of MCU fans in Critics' Choice.
Yeah. Lots of MCU fans, period.
Yes. Yes. It's
People
dwindling.
like that Marvel. People pay attention to that Marvel.
They do. They do. Um, yeah, and I would just my
It
only
took
advice
you
would be,
the restraint in your head to say they do for some
yeah,
reason. I could hear it. And
there's a lot of restraint there. I'm keeping it to the SAGs and not Marvel as a whole. My only advice for Angela Bassett would be to not read from her phone this time. I don't know why. And just I think we as a society, when we look at people looking at their phones, for some reason, it gives off just like subconsciously like a feeling of not caring. I think reading from a paper is a
I
better
mean,
look.
in theory, I agree with you, but her speeches have been very
Very good.
emotional, and I think it's more that she doesn't want. She knows this is a once in a lifetime moment, and she doesn't want to miss out. And
Yeah,
listen, we're in a digital culture, so I agree with you. It's
true.
when I see her take her phone, I'm like, oh, but then she knows she's thanking Chadwick and she's thanking her Ryan Coogler, and
She's given very good speeches. Yes,
yeah, she's
yes,
Angela
yes.
Bassett.
And I
She
look
she
forward to her
could
speech here.
yeah, she could like she could do whatever she wants as far as how she's reading her speech.
Yes, she can. She can.
Okay.
Film actor is where it gets tricky. Well, not for me. I'm sticking with Austin
Doesn't
Butler.
get tricky.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
keep having the same conversation everywhere we go, and I am praying for an award
Don't
show to happen so we can
you can't say
finally
Colin
see
Farrell here.
these three people go up head to head. So here's
This
the
is not
thing.
a SAG kind of performance if you're saying Colin Farrell.
I don't know if I'm saying Colin Farrell, just because I think there obviously I think is support for the whale. Hong Chow got in here, and this was I think the
Yeah.
sign that Hong Chow would get in for the Oscars. I don't think the whale missed out on anything here because I don't think it's an ensemble
No.
type of movie. If it got
It's
ensemble, that would have been mighty impressive.
yeah.
But I think that the whale is the type of performance. It's all encompassing. It's theatrical, but also there are those like subtle moments. And I think Brendan Fraser is an actor that I think a lot of people want to respect. I think Colin Farrell has benefited in other places where Banshees is not up for an ensemble award, where Colin Farrell will also be will could win.
Hmm.
I think he's hurt in that regard. Well, Brendan Fraser and Austin Butler can only win here.
Yeah.
So that means if Colin Farrell does manage to win this category, then it's over because that means
Oh, if
that
he wins here, yes.
yeah.
Just like if
So
Kate Blanchett wins here, sorry. We'll talk about that in a second, but yeah,
yeah,
that's cement, sorry.
which so right now I'm gonna go Brendan Fraser.
He's my number two. I mean, there's a really good narrative there, and I do think like if a narrative appeals to anyone, as we're seeing with Bassett, I do think SAG is a place where narratives do really work, and just with actors in general. He's doing the campaigning.
All right,
It's a story that actors love. I gotta stick with Butler. I've got him for the whole season,
and
and I can't
I
give up
don't
him.
listen. It's fine. You got to stick with your boy.
Can't abandon ship.
I stuck with my girl, and it paid off. So maybe it'll pay off for you. This is a question I have for you because now that we're done best film actor, we're moving on to best film actress.
Yes.
I am going to. You still think it's a possibility that Brendan Fraser could win the Oscar, right? You think it's in play?
Yeah.
Okay.
If he wins SAG, yes. If he doesn't
Yes.
win SAG, he is not going to win.
Maybe, probably. All right. So let me just give you a possibility that Brendan Fraser, who, Golden Globes were disregarding because of the baggage with him. He won Critics'
Yeah.
Choice, and that wasn't necessarily a critical hit. It was a little polarizing within the critical
No, that
community,
was
and they
surprising.
still went for him. I posit you this: Brendan Fraser winning for Best Film Actor, and then you have Angela Bassett and Ki Kwan. All of these actors are these
Comeback
comeback narratives, these
career.
wonderful career wins of these genuine people who have meant a lot to us in these genre movies of the past, delivering, some in genre movies this year, but delivering these
Yeah.
like very transformative, powerful performances. Okay, you have those three. Where does that then lead Best Actress? Is it really going to be these three very similar narratives and then Kate
I don't think
Blanchett?
you can have four winners who
Well,
are
you
all
could have
because
Michelle
of.
Yeoh, who would go
I just
right in
can't think
line.
of the last time that there were four acting winners who are all career or comeback narratives.
I
Not
mean,
last year,
I
not the
agree.
year
I think it's
before.
it's quite the,
Yeah.
it's crazy how these narratives seem to be lining up, and I think it speaks to just the variety of the type of movie that we're seeing. And also I think because, as we said, a lot of these Oscar bait movies like Empire of Light,
The
and
Sun. Have you seen The
Sun,
Sun? Have you seen? I've
yeah,
seen some clips on Twitter.
yeah, I've seen some
Yikes.
clips. No, don't need to go to that therapy sesh, thank you.
Yeah, I will be watching it
But
at some point.
like a lot of those movies faltered, so then Black Panther and Everything Everywhere can rise.
Yeah,
I just think it speaks to maybe where they are. So I just find it interesting that we could potentially have three of the same narrative, and then the one that doesn't go that way is maybe arguably the one that the majority of the people want to see win. Like Michelle Yeoh, I think out of everybody, I think Michelle Yeoh is kind of that cheerleader pick right now, save for Andrea Riseborough.
yeah.
Um, and I just, can she overtake Kate Blanchett? I agree
I
with you. If Kate wins here, it's over.
Oh, if Kate wins here, it is over. This is, I mean, it is surprising, even though I did. I mean, I didn't. I predicted, I think, at Critics' Choice a tie between Kate Blanchett and Michelle Yeoh. They just went with Blanchett. Um, but I think if even I think Yeoh is even stronger with the critics probably than she would be even at SAG. So that does make me wonder. This is the category here easily that I have the most trouble with in terms of predicting who's going to win. I think there's actually three potential ones here. I think you have Blanchett and you have Yeoh. And SAG loves them some Viola Davis. And I think there's more than even past years where she's won and she hasn't been expected to. There's a narrative. She just got EGOTed. She got snubbed at the Oscars. Her film in general got snubbed at the Oscars.
When has a snub at the Oscars, and I don't like using that word, but when has a snub at the Oscars helped you? Like everybody, whenever Greta Gerwig gets snubbed, they're like, "Well, this will help
I'm
her win," and then
I'm
she
just
doesn't
saying there's
win.
more awareness around her nomination now than that honestly there
Yeah,
was
but this
if
is
she
The
did get
Woman
Oscar
King isn't
nominated.
Ma Rainey, I don't think.
No, but you SAG does just they love Viola Davis. Like she has won
She's won
multiple times
twice,
here.
right? She's won for The Help and she's won for Fences, and Ma
She
Rainey.
won for Ma
She's won
Rainey, and she's won some TV, a lot of TV ones as well.
She's very popular. She's very popular. I'm not dismissing that. I just think that it's
She's a
I
clear
don't
number three, is what I'm saying.
I'm trying to think of a situation where I think Emily Blunt would be your corollary, if I'm using that word correctly, which is that she's a popular actress and she misses out on the Oscars when she was up for A Quiet Place and Mary Poppins Returns. And so then she's able to surprise.
Yeah.
I think the reason Emily Blunt's able to do that is because Regina King wasn't even in the category. You have Kate Blanchett and Michelle Yeoh, and I think Daniel Deadwyler too. Like, you have a lot of popular actors and more talked about movies. So, but listen, if she wins, I'm glad we mentioned it.
Yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. But I do think it's between Blanchett and Yeoh. Did you say who do you think is going to win here? I still can't make up my mind. It's tough.
I think Blanchett. I think actors can't resist that type of
Yeah,
character, that type of role. They respect her. I don't think people are taking Michelle Yeoh as seriously as film Twitter wants them to.
I
Um,
just I think they're taking her seriously. I just think it's on luck or bad luck. It's she wound up. I mean, many of the past years, I think she would have given the competition of the past years been a winner. She's coming up against, I think, what's one of the best performances of like
of the
this entire
categories
century
history.
of the
Yeah.
category's history. It's the
Would
Daniel
she have beat
Day-Lewis,
Jessica
There Will Be
Chastain?
Blood. I think so. Yeah. Her film would have been much. I mean, that film didn't even get in anywhere else besides makeup. Everything Everywhere is a
Yeah.
huge contender. And it's much, I mean, it's crazy. When was the last time that an actress nominated in lead actress whose film was the front runner in Best Picture didn't win? I mean,
So
that's like
it's
very
possible, but
strong film.
that's why I'm wary of Everything Everywhere being in Best Picture, because I'm like, well, if Banshees is winning screenplay and Todd Field is winning director, like what's Everything Everywhere going to win besides supporting actor? Like,
Yeah.
I'm worried about that
What do you
movie.
have winning Best Picture at the Oscars right now?
You'll find out in a couple weeks.
I've
Suspense.
got Tar.
I know that's a bold pick that I respect.
Yeah.
Maybe it is Tar. Find out. Stay
Who
tuned.
knows?
This is a little Easter
For our
egg.
updated winner predictions. Yeah.
You
I
could also
probably won't
just
have
search
Tom
on
when
Gold
that
Derby for
comes.
my name if you're that interested, but I don't
Oh
think
yeah.
that I think
Maybe I
people
should do
are
that right
fine
now
waiting.
and spoil it. No. I'm gonna also say Kate Blanchett.
All
Yeah.
right, so let's talk about Best Film Ensemble because we've now created a scenario where it's very unlikely Banshees wins an independent award. Does that mean it gets benefited here,
It's between
which
that and
I would
everything
argue
everywhere.
is the more traditional acting performance? Three Billboards won this category last year.
Yeah.
Um, Everything Everywhere is unique. It's a one of a kind thing. They truly work as an ensemble, which I think is worthy. I just don't know if
What do you think the correlation or corollary, like you said,
I don't
is
think I'm
for?
using that word correctly. I think
I
it's
think you're
very
doing an
late.
Edward Norton in Glass Onion, is what you're
Yes,
doing.
that's exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah.
That's exactly
Uh,
what I'm doing.
what do you
Let's
think that is?
abbreviate this moment together and realize
That's
I'm using these
yeah,
words incorrectly.
totally circum. What did he say? Who knows?
Circumstraight
I think he
word.
said circumspective when it was supposed to be circumstantial evidence.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think that is for Banshees? The comparison. I think Everything
Well,
Everywhere can be compared to like Coda, Parasite. I think those are similar comparisons to Everything Everywhere.
Banshees would be Three Billboards, Trial of Chicago 7, you could argue, because it's like these
Yeah.
expected ensemble.
Spotlight.
Spotlight's a great example for this because just this is the thing with
Yeah.
Banshees.
I mean Coda too.
There are
It's like
four
Coda's
people in the
like a four
movie.
people ensemble too.
There are four people in the movie, and they all got nominated. Like, how do you not? Like, I know Stephanie Hsu also got in here. They both, I think, have the same level of support. The question is then, which film do they deem more worthy? And
I
it's very difficult. It's
I'm
very
just going to lean Everything Everywhere because it's SAG, and SAG is a very populist body. And when I look at them both and which one's more populist, I think it's very much clearly Everything Everywhere. I think more people. Banshees, I know people will say on a preferential ballot, it probably will do pretty well. I don't think anyone will rank it like last. I think people are overestimating how universally appealing it is. It's not like it ends like Coda or like a crowd pleaser. It ends on a pretty downbeat note. And it's also an odd film too. It's not like your typical Oscar film.
yeah.
Everything Everywhere, I think, is just more SAG to me.
I'm going to take us back to the 2019 ceremony for 2018 movies, and I'm going to say that Banshees
It's
is your
Black
Black
Panther.
Klansman, and Everything Everywhere is your Black Panther.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say Everything Everywhere, which then also then gives it 2 wins. That's the other thing too. You're giving Kiwi Kwan, you're giving an ensemble. You can give some love to Kate Blanchett.
Yeah. I'm just looking back at the past ensembles, and do you know who was listed first under the ensemble of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Would it be alphabetical?
It's alphabetical, yes.
Who would it be?
Austin Butler,
Oh, for the love of Christ.
of course.
God damn it.
Bringing it back to why he is going to win the SAG here,
I feel like at this point we should put money down on it, but I don't want to do that.
Maybe,
Maybe
maybe.
for
We'll
the
see
Oscar.
as it gets closer.
I know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So
I
you're
feel like
saying,
I take the field and you take Austin Butler. That way, when Bill
yeah,
Nye wins, I'll be like, what?
when Paul Mescal wins, I'll take Paul Mescal and Butler, and you can take the other three.
But yeah, I think in the end, I think Everything Everywhere just has the momentum right now.
I think it appeals more to SAG as a body.
Appeals to SAG. And they obviously love the movie. I mean, Stephanie Hsu was a sign of how much they really admired this film. So
Like even the other films you compared Banshees to, like A Spotlight, A Three Billboards, A Trial of Chicago 7, I think those are all more populist and crowd pleasing than Banshees is.
Yeah, and they're traditional type of acting ensembles. I think the thing with Banshees is you're right, it's a little off kilter. So
Banshees is like a theater ensemble.
Yeah, so no, I think you're right. I think Everything Everywhere probably is going to lean that way. And I think again, this is why it hurts Michelle Yeoh, because when Everything Everywhere is in contention for picture prizes, for screenplay prizes, for directing prizes, for supporting actor, it just comes to the point that like Everything Everywhere isn't the only movie that came out this year, and it's being talked about and awarded in so many other places that I think people are just feeling fine with it being like it got its due. Let's go somewhere else with Best Actress. where I think
Yeah.
people who love this movie can't. It's like what I thought before we went to the Emmys and realized WandaVision wasn't going to win a single primetime
Anything
Emmy award.
besides,
It
yeah,
won, I think, three of
tech
the
stuff. Yeah.
tech stuff. But like the idea of, wait a second, you're telling me that Catherine Hahn and Paul Bettany are predicted to win their categories, and the actor who's not going to win is Elizabeth Olsen. I think that's what people are currently thinking right now, as far as the Everything Everywhere fans. They're like, how can
She
you
went
not
up against
support
another
Michelle
Kate,
Yeoh? But you're going up you're going up
an
against Kate,
Oscar-winning Kate. Yeah.
Oscar-winning Kate, who so many people
Giving one of their
respect.
best performances. I think that's also one of Kate Winslet's best
And
performances.
listen, it's unfortunate because I do think Evelyn Wong is a unique character, but there's
And it's
something
also
about
unfortunate because Kate Blanchett is going to be Oscar nominated like 20 more times after this. Michelle Yeoh, who knows? It's up in
she's
the air.
best supporting actress for Wicked.
You can guarantee Blanchett will get like at least 5 more nominations, and you don't know with Michelle Yeoh, and that's upsetting. But
Blanchett will win again. That's the other thing too.
Michelle Yeoh,
No, Blanchett will win
oh,
again.
she'll win after
I
this. Yes,
guarantee you.
she'll have 4 at
I would
least.
put more money on Blanchett winning her 4th Oscar before Frances McDormand and Meryl Streep for acting.
4th acting Oscar. Yes,
Yeah, because
Franny
McDormand
does have
already
4.
had Best Picture
Yeah,
for Nomadland. But as far as acting, I think Blanchett will join Katharine Hepburn at 4 before
I
Meryl
agree.
or Frances. Not to pit them against each other. It just there are no men that are
No, I
going
agree.
to.
I think Kate is also making the most consistent awards contending work. Blanchett is in her, not Blanchett, Streep is in her, has just this past year, I think, had her biggest gap between Oscar nominations. I think
Yes, that
previously
is
it was
true.
5 years and now it's 6 years. And I don't
Yeah.
know what she even has upcoming. So only when
I
it's in
think
the building. She'll win an Emmy.
having fun. She doesn't need it. I think she saw the
She
Iron
doesn't know.
Lady as this, great. I don't think she wants it the way that, and I don't
She's
even
got
think
3.
Blanchett wants it. I just think
No,
Blanchett just has incredible instincts.
I
I
would,
mean, I
if
do
we
think
got
that
access to her
Blanchett,
ballot, I think she would vote for Michelle Yeoh. If I'm being
Kate
honest, she's not.
Blanchett.
Yeah, I don't think she would vote
No,
for
Kate
herself.
Blanchett is voting for somebody called Andrea Riseborough for the Oscars.
Maybe. I have a little faith in you, Blanchett. She seems very friendly with Michelle Yeoh. She did an Actors on Actors with her, but she probably is voting for Andrew Riseborough.
I watch Andrea Riseborough win this. That would be so great.
That would be insane. Well, not here,
Uh,
but the Oscar, yeah.
But no, I honestly think with this win for Tar, I do think Kate Blanchett will assume Daniel Day-Lewis status. I really believe that. If she
I
hasn't
think
already gained it. But I do think
personally she's already a much better performer. Daniel Lewis is a little what's the word?
fighting word.
He's very, very no, he's a very good actor. I just
Oh, is he?
in real life, I just don't like anyone who's a method actor. I'm like, I question you.
Yeah,
And
they're very
what
different
kind of
off that.
human being you are. Yeah.
But I just think as far like that just she's becoming undeniable every time, except when she
Oh,
does like
yeah.
Where'd You Go Bernadette. But
She's
even then
tied
she
with
gets a
like
Golden Globe nomination.
she's tied with like not tied. She's close to people like De Niro and DiCaprio in terms of being in the number of Best Picture nominees. I think what was Tar, her 8th or 10th film
Or
that she's been in.
something around there.
It's been in Best Picture. It's crazy. So yeah, don't count out Blanchett. Yeah,
Yeah, we're not.
and that's SAG. That's everything. Just 6 categories. I think the ones we had the most trouble with were actor and actress. So,
I mean,
yeah.
we don't have trouble with actor. We just disagree.
Yeah, we do.
We don't have trouble. I'm very confident that it's not going to be Austin Butler.
I'm pretty confident that it will be. We'll see. We'll see on February 26th.
I can't wait for Austin Butler to win and somebody clip out that last 5 seconds I said. That'll be fun.
Yeah, someone should. I'll clip it out myself.
Oh yeah,
I'll do it myself. Yeah. Yes, I just did a Marvel quote. Oh my goodness.
I know. I'm so proud of you.
Wow. Yeah, so those are our SAG predictions. Comment your predictions down below. Only 6 categories. Not going to take that long to comment, so you can do it. I believe in you. Like the video, subscribe, and stay tuned for more award season coverage. Anthony, where can they find you on the internet?
At Anthony_post on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd.
Awesome.
And here on
Yes.
YouTube. Spoilers ahead. Come check me out.
Of course, of course. So thank you all for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. This is like gonna publish like on the 20th of February, so not too far to go to the Oscars. So enjoy. Bye.